Ooh, man. Good evening. Sorry, folks. I was eating some ghost pepper chips. I was eating some ghost pepper chips, man. Oh my goodness. Whew. Ghost pepper chips. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Bucos Locker. Subscribe, like, comment, share on all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Yes, indeed. Gotcha. I see you. Shout out to everybody in the Bucs community. Shout out to everyone. Yes, indeed. All right. So, what do we have here? Everybody calm down. I see folks talking. I know. I read the news about 2 hours ago, about an hour and a half ago. I'll give my take on that at some point. Not right now. I'll give my take on it. I know everybody talking about the Devin White situation, and he wants to get traded. Do y'all want my take on that? Do you want my take on that situation? I don't know. I mean, I could give my take on it, right? I could give my take on it. Should I? Should I give my take on it? I don't know. But I want to get to the draft talk. Oh, let me give me some shout outs. I got people in the building. Let me give some shout outs. So who we got in the building? Tony Lee. What's up, man? Bars. Cover 2 Spy. Store Stop Stew. King Cook. You Wish. What's up, buddy? Eli, Roy, A-Rod. Hey, I know exactly where you're going. Hey, look, A-Rod. I know exactly where you're going with that. I know exactly where you're going with A-Rod. I remember the conversation. When he was on that day, I remember the conversation. I know exactly where you're going with that one. Dada. What's up, man? Styles. DeJuan. D-Tawan Davis. What's up? You in the building? Hand up. I got you. Andre Cook. Grislow. Oh, yeah, look. Everything we've been talking about is coming to light. Told y'all. Everything we talked about before all this, before free agency, before this news that we got with Devin White and the Tom Brady situation, even right when the season started, I've been talking about this stuff for a long time. Jonathan Brutus, what's up, man? Tuning in from work. Young Deezy, I see you, man. Who that felt like? Y'all's got that popcorn. Real, what's up, buddy? Mom for Christ, I see you, baby. Trill G boy. Well. We've been talking about this for a long time. See, look, the beautiful thing about the locker room is we foreshadow stuff. And when the stuff happens, we just be like, well. You know what I'm saying? We've been talking about this. Carlos Mosey, what's up, man? I'm sorry, Carlos Mosley. I got Ghost Pepper stuff all in my Jay Ellis. R.I.P. Young Dolph. Yes, man. R.I.P. Young Dolph. Robert, what up, man? So I know everybody want to hear me talk about Devin White. Look, I'll be here for hours talking about Devin White, but I can't do that. Everything we talked about come to light. Well. I'm just saying, over here, that's what we do over here. We don't push narratives and we don't do shock value stuff and the goofiness. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know who I'm talking about, the goofy stuff. We don't do that over here. We don't need to do that. We keep it real over here in the locker room, and we just sit back and let everything just play itself out. I'm just saying, Zach, what's up, man? What's up, buddy? That's what we do over here. We don't push narratives. We just sit back and let the sparks fly. I mean, Mr. Bucks, everything, I just find it funny. Just find it funny how things play itself out. I really do. You gotta shake your head. You gotta shake your head at some point. You know what I'm saying? You gotta shake your head at some point. Shake your head, man, because all you can do is laugh. For real, for real. Oh, you know what? That's what. Oh, you know what? So, Uncle Toasty 215, man. I see you, man. I see you. Shout out to Uncle Toasty 215. So I'm trying to see something real quick. So anyway, let's talk about crypto. we could talk about crypto. I'm giving everybody a chance to get in the locker room, and whatnot. I want everybody to kind of enjoy this conversation, so I'm kind of taking my time. So, so where should we start? We should start with the Devin White situation. Should we start with the draft, the stuff that actually, that we need to talk about? I mean, what y'all want to start with? I mean, because I'm telling you, man, look, I'm trying to do this draft stuff, and y'all go want to distract me from talking about the stuff that actually matters. Y'all want to talk about Devin White. I think we said enough about him, to be honest with you. I mean, what more do you want me to say? To be honest, what more do you want me to say? I mean, more power, but what's up, man? Flip the coin. Sal, what's up, buddy? What more do you want me to say? To be honest with you, I don't know. What? I don't know what more you want me to say. To be honest, I mean, if you want my take, which I mean, I think I want to talk about the draft. I don't want to go down that route because we'll be here for hours, and I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could give my take on it at the end of this video. Is that good enough? I'll tell you what. I'll touch on it. I'll give my take at the end of this video, not at the beginning, because I don't want this whole video to be about Devin White. You know what I'm saying? Is that cool? Can we agree with that? Can y'all agree to that? I'll address it, just not right now. there's more important things to be talking about than Devin White's attitude. So that's fair enough. So as we continue, as we proceed to give you what you need over here, we're going to talk about some more tackles. Hashtag trenches matter. Please understand that. And they will always matter. So next up for discussion is Paris Johnson Jr., tackle, who can play guard. We'll talk about that in a second, from Ohio State. This guy will be a good fit for the Bucs as well. And most of these guys I do talk about will be a good fit for the Bucs at 19, if they are available at 19. And once again, I want to shout out to everybody on YouTube that puts the time and effort into doing a draft profile and allowing us some of us content creators that don't want to watch the entire games of these prospects. We can look at you guys' websites and YouTube videos. You guys give great in-depth breakdown. So a shout out to everybody. I can't watch all y'all videos, but I'm able to watch some of y'all videos and go to some of y'all websites and then review it, look at some tape, and then put my spin on it. But a lot of y'all get a lot of credit for that. So it takes a lot of time to do that, folks. A lot of editing and a lot of video watching, film watching. So, but at 19, the Bucs should have options at 19, and this is one of the options. Paris Johnson Jr., 6'6", 315 pounds to round it off, right? 313, 315, 9.5-inch hands, 85-inch or 85 and 1/8 inch wingspan. So he's one of the longer. He has a longer wingspan than Broderick Jones from yesterday. So he has a long wingspan, and that's what you want, whether you're playing right tackle or left tackle. Now, here's the thing: 9.5-inch hands. He had 12 starts at left tackle in 2022. 2021. I'm sorry, 12 starts at left tackle at 2022, and 13 starts at guard in 2021. So with Paris Johnson, he offers versatility. Now, what did I tell y'all about the Bucs interior? Nobody in that world beaters. Paris Johnson is better than anybody on the Bucs right now outside of Tristan Wirfs. I'm not saying that's a fact, but I mean, come on. Coming into the draft, he's better than everybody outside of Tristan Wirfs. He's better than everybody on the Bucs as far as coming into the draft. So if you wanted to play him at guard, you can. You can play him at tackle, either tackle position. So he offers versatility. Remember, the more positions you play, the more valuable you are. And the more valuable you are. So he can play guard. He played it in 2021, and that's really good. So if he doesn't pan out at tackle, which you don't want it to happen, but he can slide it, he can kick into the guard, which I thought they was going to do with Donovan Smith, but it didn't. So here's another guy that can actually play guard. You know what I'm saying? Lightning Films, what's up? He can actually play guard. But he's most suitable for tackle because he has one of the longest wingspans and longest arms out of all the tackles. Right? So some of the pluses on him, he's long, right? We just talked about that. His wingspan, his arms, his hands is decent, right? But his wingspan, his arms is long. So he can keep defenders away from his chest. Because, long guys, when pass rushers get inside their pads, inside of them, long guys they lose leverage. And also being 6'6", if you can get inside Paris Johnson's, chest, you can win some matches. I mean, it happens. Nobody's perfect, right? But in the NFL, you're going against dudes that's what they do every day. They rush the passer, right? Versatility. You can play guard, tackle, right? And he went up against high-level competition in the Big Ten and also on his own team. Like I said, Zach Harris and a couple other guys that will be drafted either this year, next year, or the year after. Competition, right? The level of competition is very important, folks. When you're looking at tackles, when you're looking at players, period. And look, there's guys that the competition level hasn't been great and they turn to be good. That's fine. But what up, Joey Lacey Sr.? But the thing is, when you see guys go against other guys that's going to be in the league, that gives you kind of a better idea of the player to a degree, whether they become elite or all pro or a pro bowler or a decent starter or average or below average. At least you've seen this guy go against competition that matters. And that's, like I said, no disrespect to the lower level competitions, but just when you're drafting guys, especially in the first round, unless he's like just a super outlier, you got to go with the guys that you've seen play against similar competition that's going to be in the league. In the Big Ten, they have a lot of NFL guys on the D line as well. So, then of course I mentioned Big Ten. So Big Ten is known to put out some pretty decent alignment. You got the guy at Northwestern, right? You got the guy at Maryland, Jalen Duncan. So Big Ten has a history, Tristan Wirfs, the center that the Iowa center a couple years ago. So Ohio State puts out alignment. So you kind of can see you're getting something, right? You're getting something. You're getting a player that you can build on. What's up, Damian? You're getting a player. You know what I'm saying? So he's athletic. He has quick feet for a big man. A lot of these guys are going to have similar profiles because, like, in today's football, these guys are bigger, stronger, and faster. So these profiles are going to sound similar because that's how they look on tape. Now, when they get to the league, things can change. Some techniques can get better or they can get worse because now you're going against grown men, guys that got a lot of moves. You're going against this is your everyday job. But a lot of these profiles, I want to say this, a lot of these profiles are very similar. And you can change the words, you can play semantics with the words and all that, but a lot of these profiles are going to be the same, especially with the top level guys. Now, as you start getting guys in the second and third round, the profiles do change because of their weaknesses. They have more weaknesses than strengths. Now, you can still pick up good guards and tackles in the second and third and fourth and fifth and sixth round. You can pick up starters in those rounds. Now, the Bucs have 2 5ths, 2 6, and 2 7s, right? As of right now, in later rounds. So I got a feeling they're probably going to revisit this again. You got 6 picks between round 5 and round 7. You can't get one more interior guy that might turn out to be better than everybody you got on the team in the interior. You know what I'm saying? So the Bucs have some options in the later rounds, but they're not known to get guys in the later rounds and they become starters. Other teams do it, but the Bucs, for some strange reason, after round 5, they just can't do it. After round 4, they just can't do it. But he has quick feet. He's athletic. Let's get back to the Paris Johnson. Zone scheme. We talk about these O-linemen, what type of scheme that you would like to see him in. Now, being that he got quick feet, zone schemes work for O-linemen with quick feet. Now, the other guy that I'm going to talk about later on in this video, you can see the difference I'm talking about. But Paris Johnson, zone scheme work, and the Bucs are pretty much going to be a zone running team, an outside zone running team. And you need O-linemen that are athletic enough to get out there and reach block. Now, as far as the gap scheme and power scheme, that's neither here or there. But as far as what did your eyes tell you? I mean, if Dave Canales is going to run that similar scheme that they ran in Seattle, zone scheme, they can run some power. To be honest with you, you kind of want the Bucs. You want the Bucs to have a versatile run scheme. I mean, you have your foundational piece of how you run the ball, but you got to be able to run zone, gap, and power, and some RPO. 4 different styles of running. Your power, your gap, your zone, and your RPO. That's 4 different styles of running, how you run the ball. So you want run scheme versatility, but Paris Johnson will be a good zone scheme guy, just based on how he moves. He can do a lot of reach blocking. He can actually pull too. He'll be a good piece for the 49ers or the Eagles, those type of teams. But he can still be good for the Bucs at 19. Now I don't know if he's going to be there at 19, but we'll see. He's also aggressive. We need some more of that. So now we got Ryan Jensen, right? Ryan Jensen is aggressive. 31 years old, going on 32, right? Tristan Wirfs is not. He doesn't play with a mean streak, right? He's more of a he's very technical. He's very good, strong, but Tristan Wirfs is not a mean guy, and we don't have a lot of that on our team, especially in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the trenches, we don't have a lot of mean guys outside of Ryan Jensen. And then on the other side of the ball, who's mean on our D-line? See what I'm saying? So Paris Johnson does play with a mean streak. We need more aggressive guys in the trenches. So when you go against the Bucs, you're going to get beat the hell up. That's what we need. He's a good run blocker too because of his aggression. Right. Exactly. He's Tristan Wirfs is very technical, very technical. But we don't have any mean guys. Too many cool guys on our team. Look, I love my team. Like, look, we got some cool guys on our team. Very nonchalant, very relaxed, and that's fine. But you got to have some guys that got some mean streak in there, especially in the trenches. And that's what the Bucs lack. That's what they got beat up in the 49ers game, in the Bengals game in the second half, in the Cowboys game in the playoffs. They just got manhandled. In most of the Saints game, you know what I'm saying? They got manhandled. Ravens game in the second half just got manhandled. The Browns game, you know what I'm saying? The Chiefs game, that's more of an offensively situation. But, we don't have any mean guys. Green Bay game. The Carolina game. The Steelers game. Should I keep going? Should I keep it going? Keep it going. We need guys with some attitude. Enough of the niceness. You know what I'm saying? We got enough of that. Enough of the niceness. We need some guys that can be like, I'm here. The whistle blow, like Ryan Jensen, the whistle blow, I'm putting you in the ground. I'm surfboarding you. Surfboard. You know what I'm saying? So, he's a day one starter. Absolutely. And all these guys I talk about, let me make this clear. Every tackle I talk about will be a day one starter. Period. Whoever they draft at 19 at tackle, or maybe even guard, it's going to be a starter. There is no doubt about it. I'm going to keep saying this in every video. The Bucs need a tackle. Period. Whether he's left or right tackle, they need a tackle. And there is several guys, and Paris Johnson Jr. is one of them, that if he's available at 19, take him. If he's sitting there, if he's coming down and the board is coming, picks are coming off the board, and by pick 15, he still hasn't been, selected. And if he's your guy and you at 19, you go from 19 to 15, 19 to 16, 19 to 17 to get your guy. It is what it is. Because left tackle is very important. Your bookends are like right tackle and left tackle are very vital. They're premier positions now. Well, right tackle is a premier position now. So left tackle, if you get the left tackle situation corrected, you got your left and right tackle for the next 7 years. I'm going to say that every day. It's very vital for the Bucs' future to get this right in the first round. But if right around that 15, 16, 17 range, if he's still on the board, Paris Johnson, or any one of these guys I talk about, and a team might want to trade up and get it, you got to jump. Jump, Judith. Playing spades. Jump, Judith. You got to jump and get the guy. Because if you don't, and if you're going to rely on, some other guys, that's fine. Because there's about 10 guys. But 10 guys are not first-round talent. Now, if you are satisfied with the other guys that were lower grades, that you can like, you know what, we'll trade back and add some picks and grab an Anton Harris, who I will talk about, or a Blake Freeland, or a Matthew Bergeron, a Cody Mulch, Jalen Duncan. You can still get those guys in second, third round, but you know, you kind of want to get the guy you want. You know, you can even get a DeJuan Jones. Well, all these guys are going to get picked early within the first 3 rounds. You know, so just the Bucs just got to be, you know, mindful of what they're trying to do on the offensive line, because we saw that with Donovan Smith, and that can't happen. Can't do that. You have to go get your guy. You don't want to be stuck out here with a left tackle situation that's terrible. You kind of want that Seattle draft. We already got Tristan Wirfs, but they went and got Charles Cross at left tackle, and they got Abraham Lucas at right. Both rookies, and they both played very well. So you would like for the Bucs to get a guy at left tackle or right tackle, whoever they draft and whoever they move with Tristan Wirfs. You got a third-year guy, right? And then you got a rookie. That's how you want it. But Paris Johnson don't have a lot of weaknesses. He's pretty overall solid. Like, I didn't see, I read some of the write-ups, and now, like I said, that's just personal, a preference. But for me, Paris Johnson, yeah, his technique can get better, but it's not like he doesn't have any major red flags to me. I mean, yeah, he can give up inside moves. I marked that down. His anchor his anchor is okay, but that's just me being. But some of those other write-ups, they had a lot of stuff. They got to write stuff, right? But just based on raw skills, there's not a lot of major stuff that you can be like, because you're going in the first round, so you can't have major flaws going in the first round. I mean, you can have flaws, but you can't be absolutely terrible at run blocking. And watching some of Paris Johnson tape, he can give up the inside move, but he didn't give up a lot of sacks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, what are we doing here? So it's like, are we nitpicking? Or are we just trying to find something to talk about? Because you can go in the nitty gritty. You can talk about angles. You can talk about hand placement. And a lot of these guys duck their heads. A lot of these guys duck their heads for some strange reason. I don't know why. And these guys in college, they like to put their head down. But that's just nitpicking. That's just having and I understand from a scouting report perspective, but come on. Nobody's perfect. You get what I'm saying? No old lineman coming in this draft is perfect. So I do understand. I do respect a lot of these write-ups that they have on these guys. But for me, I don't see any major flaws with Paris Johnson. A lot of this stuff can be worked on as he gains experience, as he get more stronger. Let's be real. So, and like I said, he can get better at pass pro, but that's just coming with experience. At least he got a high floor, high ceiling. Another guy, high floor, high ceiling. So that's Paris Johnson. Now this next guy, Darnell Wright, who's been on my radar. I like him. He's a bit bigger as far as weight-wise than Paris Johnson and Roger Jones. Darnell Wright, 6'5", 333 pounds, 82-inch wingspan, 9-inch hands. So his hands are smaller. His hands are smaller than Paris Johnson, but he's bigger, and you can watch the tape. You can see his size. He's actually shaped like Donovan Smith. If you not saying that's not a pro comparison, I'm just saying, like, if you just look at his body type, Donovan Smith was about 6'5", 330, 335 is 330. So if you look at Darnell Wright, he looks like Donovan Smith. Don't play like him, but he looks like him. And here's the thing about Darnell Wright. His arrow is pointing up. Dating back to last season, he wasn't on nobody radar. Nobody radar. But now he's had a really great 2022. His draft stock has clearly jumped big time. So he's doing something right. He's cleaning up his technique, his hands, his feet, all that body placement. He's cleaned up a lot of stuff from 2021 to 2022. Now, he also offers versatility, left or right tackle. Here's another guy that can play either side of the ball or either side of the formation. 13 starts at left tackle in 2021. 13 starts at right tackle in 2022. So if Darnell Wright is available at 19, which he could be, you can get a guy and you can do what you want to do with Tristan Wirfs. A lot of people say, leave Tristan Wirfs alone. Leave him at right tackle. He's all pro right tackle. That does not mean he's going to be all pro left tackle. Well, Tristan Wirfs is a monster. He is a one-of-a-kind 10, 15-year starter. And those type of guys, you could do what you want to do with them. Now, if you look at Lane Johnson was a left tackle. And then he went to the Eagles right tackle, Lane Johnson. He was a left tackle. But they moved him over to the right tackle. Because remember now, the Eagles also had Trent Williams. I'm sorry, Jason Peters. They had Jason Peters. Not Trent Williams, Jason Peters. The Redskins had Trent Williams. But you get what I'm saying? And when Lane Johnson went to the right tackle, he became this all-pro consecutive years. No sacks allowed, 2 or 3 years in a row. So I understand leaving Tristan Wirfs at right tackle. He's comfortable there. But if you draft Darnell Wright, he played left tackle. Tristan Wirfs played left tackle in college too. So it's not a knock leaving Tristan Wirfs at right tackle if you draft Darnell Wright or Paris Johnson. But Darnell Wright is a bigger guy. He's more powerful, in my opinion, based on watching tape. Because he just looks like a mammoth dude. He's big, he's powerful. 0 sacks allowed in 2022 at right tackle. And he went against SEC competition. Here's another one. Level of competition. He's blocking against guys that is going to be in the NFL. We don't need no more McDonald's University, Lake Forest College, Alex Jones. Tackle. Like, we don't need any more of that. We need guys that we know, we've seen on TV, we've seen go against high-level competition. He has a good anchor. He rarely gets beat. He blocked guys that's going to be in the top 10 or one of the guys. Will Anderson blocked them pretty well. Exactly. No more Central Michigan, Hobart College, Mountain Springs State University, Grand Canyon University. Tackle. Like, no. I don't even want to see that in the 5th round. Or the 6th round or the 7th round. I don't want no more unknown guys. Division I, AA, FBS. No, man. We need to reset this O-line with credible guys that win against credible competition. Like Darnell Wright. We saw this dude on TV go against elite level talent. What up, Cody Russell? I see you. Thank you. He has quick feet. Go watch the tape when Tennessee played Alabama. When they beat Alabama. Go watch that tape. Go watch it. I beg of you. Go watch the tape Tennessee versus Florida. Tennessee versus Georgia. These guys are going to be in the NFL. It is what it is. No one know Walgreens University tackle. Sonic University tackle. Athlete's Foot State tackle. Walmart Pharmacy College tackle. I want that. Now, Darnell Wright can also improve on his technique and his fluidity. and his fluidity. He could be a bit lumberish, like lumber. He just lumbers like kind of like just, I don't want to say laziness, but he can get a little more fluidity in his game. But once again, that comes with experience. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, same thing on Paris Johnson. All these guys can improve on something. All of them. Like, I'll give you an example. What one of the write-ups said. Have trouble with elite level quickness at the next level as his foot speed is limited. I told you he lumbers. So he was like, oh, he might have trouble with explosive pass rushers. He's kind of a little, lingers around, like loafs around a little bit. Change of direction. The agility drills, right? But that can be improved just by working out and getting in better shape and having better trainers and being able to stretch better and getting better conditioning. All that stuff can be improved on, even as a pass protector. Now, here's the thing about Darnell Wright, the run scheme. He'll be a good power scheme tackle. Now, zone scheme and RPO scheme, I don't see it at this point, but he has the talent to do it. But power run scheme, or even the gap scheme, I think he'll be fine. Darnell Wright. And like I said, the Bucs are going to be more based on a zone type scheme. So I don't know. But you get what I'm saying. But power scheme, Darnell Wright he'll fit right into that. But the problem is Tennessee didn't run a lot. Josh Heupel, former UCF coach, chucking the ball around in Tennessee with Herndon Hooker before he got hurt. Even after he got hurt, he was chucking the ball around. So Tennessee was not known to be a run-oriented team. So you don't know if is it a gap scheme, is it a power scheme? They ran RPO, but you don't know about Darnell Wright's run blocking abilities consistently because Tennessee ran a RPO type setup. Put the ball in running back chest, pull it out, one read, fire the ball down the field. But like I said, the fluidity and things like that is what type of run scheme he can fit in, his hand placement, his technique and all that can improve in time. It really can. So let's not beat these guys up. Let's not beat these guys up as far as where can these guys play at and what position and stuff like that, and are they capable of playing? Sure they are. I think they are. And like I said, you could talk about the weaknesses. That's easy. They all have weaknesses. Every write-up about these guys have weaknesses. I gave you a couple of them, already. So at the end of the day, you want the player at 19 to be a starter. That's first and foremost. Let's make that clear. Whoever they draft at 19, whether it's Paris Johnson or Darnell Wright, if they are available, which I believe one of them should be available. Come on. You would hope one of them is available. So there you go. So that's what in the world? That's my take on the two tackles today. Paris Johnson, Darnell Wright, both would be good players, I think, in my opinion, based on tape, and I think they'll be starters right away. It's up to the Bucs. They want to go edge rusher. Okay, I get it. But I'm telling y'all, I'm going to keep saying this. They got to get a tackle. It's almost like a foregone conclusion. Like, you need to get a tackle. If you don't get a tackle, you're behind the curve, man. You're behind the 8 ball. So hopefully the Bucs don't put themselves in a situation where they miss out on a top tackle. So they didn't do it a couple years ago. They got Tristan Wirfs, but you get what I'm saying. You don't want them to miss out. So now about Devin White situation. You guys want me to touch on that? Sure. Not going to spend a lot of time on that situation. My take on the Devin White situation, an overall summary, do not let this become the O.J. Howard situation. If you're not going to resign him, if you made your mind up, you picked up his 5th-year option, and when you do that, you still got questions about the player. Cool. Do not let this become a O.J. Howard situation. We've seen how that turned out. Opportunity to trade him, and you did not do it at the trade deadline, and you end up getting nothing for him. Here comes Devin White talking about he wants out, or reports saying he wants out. Somebody around Devin White leaked some information for some money, probably. I don't know. He wants out, so be it. If you don't want to be a part of the program, so be it. He has mixed reviews amongst the Bucs fan base. Some fans really love him. Some fans like lukewarm. And then there's some fans like he's terrible. Especially being the 5th pick in the draft. And see, this is what I was trying to tell you about Jason Light. 5th pick in the draft, and he wants out because you guys don't believe in him. You're not trying to give him the contract that he wants. He wants to reset the market. And obviously, I don't know what's going on in the background, but it's very clear that they're not going to give him break the market money. When you got Winfield Jr. you got to pay, and Tristan Wirfs you got to pay, and Mike Evans with the extension. So resetting the market, Devin White, it's not happening in Tampa, in my opinion. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I find it hard to believe you're going to reset the market at linebacker in Tampa. And once again, 5th pick in the draft, Jason Light, this is on you. This is why I am off and on with him. See, this is why I'm trying to explain to y'all. You can cap for Jason Light all you want. You can nitpick the Godwin and Vita and Tristan Wirfs and Winfield Jr., but then you got stuff like this, the O.J. Howard, Ronald Jones, Devin White, Vernon Hargraves, Roberto Aguayo. You got to add that stuff in there too. I just hope that they don't allow this to become a O.J. Howard situation. Get something for him while you can. Matter of fact, you want to move on from him before the draft or in the draft. And you can package him. As far as compensation for Devin White, 2nd round, because he's not a terrible player, but you ain't finna get no 1st round pick for Devin White. You'll be lucky to get a 2nd round pick. I'm gonna be honest with you. What's up, Vincent? You'll be lucky to get a 2nd round pick for Devin White. And if you do, take it. If a team say we'll give you a 2nd round pick and that's it. And if it's 2024 2nd round pick, take it. If it's not for this year's draft, that's fine. Take it because it's better than nothing. Or if a team offers you one of those contenders or whatever, they offer you a 3rd round and a 6th round pick for Devin White. A 3rd round this year and a 6th round next year. Take it. Don't be a fool. You did it with the O.J. Howard situation. Look how that turned out. That's not a 1st down. It's a terrible decision. Good franchises make great decisions. Jason Light, you've done a great job. Outside of the Baker Mayfield signing, you've done a great job. Now, I told y'all, the Baker Mayfield signing was terrible to me. But everything else he's done this offseason has been A-okay. But here we are. When there's noise, when there's smoke, there's a fire. When there's smoke, and when it comes to football, when it comes to rumors and players went out and all this, when there's smoke, there is some fire there. Don't be late to the party, Jason Light. You know you're trying to negotiate a contract with him, and I told you about this. Me, Trill G Boy, too. We talked about this over and over again. We talked about this, and then we have people to defend Devin White. And I want to know, where are the Devin White defenders at now? What up, Hank? I see you. Where are the Devin White defenders? The ones that were capping for him, trying to make a case. And I respect that. Agree to disagree. I was not on board with that. Where are you? Because now you got to make excuses now. Now you got to justify. How are you going to justify that? Oh, you got the list? Give me the list. Give me the list. You made a list, A-Rod? Give it to me. Give it to me, baby. Give me the list. Keep the party going. Give me the list. And I will definitely call those names out. Because I'm not on that list. I'm good. A-Rod not on that list. Trill G-Boy, too, he not on that list. Who is on the list? Rich Singh, what's up, man? You late, Rich. You didn't think I could see you, Rich? You late. You can't walk in the back, on the back door and sit in the back row, man. You got to come to the front, Rich. Come to the front. Sit right here in the front. You thought you could slide in? Rich. We don't do that over here. You late. I told y'all, you show up late, I'm going to get you. Do not show up late to the party. Not into this locker room. You get a 15-minute grace period. Anything after 15 minutes, you are late. Put your finger up. If you late, put your finger up with a walking emoji con. That's letting me know, because when you get up, you got to be like, excuse me. So when you come in late. The congregation, we already talking. Just put your finger, just an emoji con with a finger and a little walking sign. That's all. But you ain't finna show up late and not say what's up. It's all good, Rich. I'm just messing with you, man. But just understand how that works over here. I can't just walk in and I ain't gonna say nothing. That's not how it works. But back to Devin White. So to summarize everything up, they got to get something for him. If you're not going to give him a contract that he wants, and you're clearly not doing that, because there's other high priorities. Byron, you're late. See, here's another one. He thought he could walk in the back door and sit in the back row. What a shame. They always do it, don't they? 40 minutes late, 49 minutes late. Think you just walk in. Everybody, Byron here. Byron late. So, my point is with Devin White, they got to get something for him. You're not going to give him a contract. It is what it is. And I think the Bucs do want to give him a contract, but I don't think they don't want to give him the contract that he wants. He wants to reset the market. Remember, he said this. His play does not add up to resetting the market. I told you he's nowhere near the guys that we talked about. What's up, Bucs Game 101? He's not worth $19 million, $20 million. He's not worth 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, $12 million, in my opinion. Maybe 10 at best. Go look at the top 10 linebackers that's getting paid. As a matter of fact, we'll do that. Just to give you an idea, and I'm going to name these players, and you tell me. I'm going to give it to y'all. I'm going to help y'all out. I'm gonna give y'all the amount of money they're getting paid, and also the player. Roquan Smith is number one. Roquan Smith signed a 5-year, $100 million deal. $45 million guaranteed, $22 million, $22.5 million at signing bonus. Devin White ain't getting that. You ain't getting that, buddy. So I'm not even going to go into the other details of Roquan Smith's contract because Devin White, you're not even getting that. So you can cut that crap about resetting the market. That ain't happening. So number two, Shaquille Leonard, or Darius Leonard, formerly known as Darius Leonard, Shaquille Leonard at $19.7 million a year. Average annual value. I'm not even going to go into the details of the contract. He's not getting that. Fred Warner, number three, $19 million a year. $19.05 million a year. Annual average value. 5-year, $95 million. Devin White, you're not getting that. Tremaine Edmonds, Chicago Bears, $18 million a year. You're not getting it. He was overpaid. You're not getting that. 4 years, $72 million. You're not getting that. CJ Mosley, $17 million a year. 5-year, $85 million contract. You're not getting that. You're not getting. He's not getting it. Look, I'm naming these. Look. Fudas, I can't pronounce his name. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Olakun. He played for, I think, the Falcons, and then he went to Jacksonville. $15 million a year. 3-year, $45 million. No. You're not getting that. Matt Milano, $14.1 million. Buffalo. You think he's better than Matt Milano? Nope. Jerome Baker, $12.5 million. 3-year, $37 million contract extension. I don't even think he's better than Jerome Baker. See how this works? That's number 8. DeAndre Campbell, $10 million a year. 5-year, $50 million extension. Sounds about right for Devin White. Sounds about right. And Bobby Okorie, $10 million a year, at top for number 9. 4-year, $40 million. Those are your top 10 linebackers as far as pay. Where do you think Devin White fit in at? Big Buck, you are late. Where do you think Devin White is he at 20 million or he's closer to 10? Where would you is Devin White better than any of these linebackers I just named? Come on. Talk to me. Is he better than any of these linebackers I'm talking about like clearly better. I'm not talking about no. Is he clearly better than any of these top 10 linebackers as far as pay wise? I got you, Big Buck. Where does he fall in at? Closer to 20 or closer to 10? I don't see him getting. I don't see anything over 12 for Devin White. I just don't see it. I can't justify from what I've seen since he's been drafted since 2019. I don't, and where he was drafted at, the 5th pick in the draft. He should be a game changer. He's not. If you had to redraft that over, matter of fact, let me help y'all out. And this is why it stings on Jason Light. Let me help y'all out here. I'm gonna do this every time. I did it with OJ Howard. I was like, dang it, man. So in the 2019 draft, 4 years ago, the Bucs took Devin White at number 5. Okay. Josh Allen went number 7, pass rusher. We chose a linebacker over a pass rusher. Thank you, Jason Light. Now that linebacker that you picked over Josh Allen, the outside linebacker for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who's more valuable? Josh Allen, Devin White. This is why I don't understand. I don't understand why Jason Light and his minions be thinking sometimes with some of these picks. We need pass rushers, and you pick a linebacker. That's like drafting OJ Howard, and we needed a running back. Fast forward to 2023, the guy you picked before Josh Allen wants out. And what do we need? Outside linebacker. You can't make this up. This is why I look at Jason Light. Matter of fact, now that we're talking about this, if you had to give me an emoji con and you're looking at Jason Light, what would you put in the chat room? Give me a face. Give me an emoji con of a face. After hearing this news, how are you looking at Jason Light right now? Because I'm looking at him with the side eye. I'm looking at him like, if you had to look at Jason Light right now after hearing the news today, how would you look at Jason Light right now? Right now, if you look at your phone or your laptop, give me an emoji con right now. That's right. Give me the face. Give me the face right now. I know. I'm with you. Give me that face right now. The door and walking out the door. Exactly. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put me a face in there too. I'm gonna give y'all my face. I'm gonna give you my face. Let me find me a face. Because it's just ridiculous. How would you look at him right now? Trying to find me a face. There's a lot of faces on there already. Let me see. I'm gonna find me a good one. There you go. That's my face. How would you look at him? The 5th pick in the draft wants out. And the 7th pick in that same draft is for a position that we need 4 years later. I don't understand. Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver went 9th. Josh Allen went number 7. Ed Oliver went number 9. What do we need? Pass rushers. This is why you don't take freaking linebackers. What do the Bucs need right now? Pass rushers. Josh Allen, Ed Oliver went 7th and 9th. Rashawn Gary went 12th. Okay. Christian Watkins went 13th. D tackle. What do we need? See how this works? Trenches over linebacker. You don't do that. Brian Burns went 16th. It's all the same draft. Dexter Lawrence went 17th. All in the same draft. Jeffrey Simmons went 19th. Montez Sweat went 25th or 26th. Every single one of those guys is better than Devin White. Right now, 4 years later, every single one of those guys are better than Devin White. Their arrow is pointing this way. Every single one of those guys in the trenches, the arrow is going this way. We need a Jeffrey Simmons type defensive lineman. Jeffrey Simmons would have been perfect for the Bucs. Rashawn Gary, Josh Allen, Ed Oliver, Christian Watkins, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence. What in the is Jason Licht doing? First down. What are you doing? You picked a linebacker, not an outside linebacker, a linebacker with the 5th pick. A linebacker that had major flaws. He could not cover. And he's a overly aggressive tackler, and he tackles high with the 5th pick in the draft. Now, 5 years later, he wants out. Meanwhile, all of the pass rushers in that draft in the first round that went in the first round in the 2019 draft, they like, hey, I bet y'all wish I had those guys now. Because what do the Bucs need? Pass rushers. Come on. Folks, I'm not 5 years later or 4 years later, the Bucs need pass rushers. You could have had one of them in this draft in 2019, but you chose a linebacker. You don't do that. But Tristan Wirfs and Vita Vea and Chris Godwin and Antoine Winfield Jr. What do the Bucs need right now? What is one of the major things the Bucs need right now? Pass rushers. Yeah, they could have took Chris Lidstrom, the guard that went to Atlanta. Look at the Bucs interior situation. Terrible. Trenches matter over freaking linebackers. Off the ball linebackers? Not outside line. Off the Garrett Bradbury, center. Montez Sweat. He's better than Devin White. Goofy. Sean Murphy Bunting in the second round. Out of here. Gone. Before y'all start clapping your hand about Jason Licht, dig deeper. In that same draft, you got Devin White, Sean Murphy Bunting. One of them already gone. Murphy Bunting went in the second round, early second round, with the 39th pick. Meanwhile, Green Bay picked up Elton Jenkins, center, guard, tackle. He can play all three. That's why you keep drafting. That's why you keep drafting the trenches. Dalton Reisner, tackle. Eric McCoy, center. Saints got him. It's pretty good. The Bucs do some of the goofiest stuff I ever seen. Like some of the stuff when you start looking at it, you be like, "What in the freaking keep drafting the trenches, man? Either side of the ball." This is why the Saints used to beat us up every freaking year. Because every year, what do the Saints do? Look, I don't like the Saints. Nothing personal against them. But what do the Saints do every year? Every freaking year, they draft D lineman or O lineman. That's why they keep beating the Bucs. Up until last year. Don't get mad at me. The Saints keep drafting D lineman and O lineman every freaking year. Every freaking night and every freaking day. That's what they keep doing. What do the Bucs do? Oh, we're gonna get cute. Stop it. The Bucs be doing some terrible stuff. I don't know what some of these picks. I'll be like, man, oh man. You know your trenches ain't good. You keep. So now you got your two top picks in the 2019 draft. One of them already gone, and the other one's out. In Murphy Bunting level of competition, he played at Central Michigan. Oh my goodness. Bucs in Central Michigan. What is going on here, bro? Luke Gedeke and Murphy Bunting. What in the entire WTF, man? Murphy Bunting, Central Michigan. No longer on the team. Luke Gedeke, terrible last year. Central Michigan. What in the entire hell is wrong with the Bucs? And some of these choices they be making, they keep going back to these schools. It's like, what are we doing? And then you look at the Devin White situation. It's like that's worse. Man, I'll make up a word. That's worse, sir. That's not even a word, but I just made up one. It's frustrating when you think about it, right? I mean, hindsight, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but it just gives you the idea of the mentality of Jason Light and his minions. Like, what are we doing? Well, at least Tampa got Jamel Dean in the third round. That's thank God. Because that draft would have been turned out looking terrible. Did he get Anthony Nelson in the fourth round? Okay. So, and then, like I said, it wasn't an all bad draft, but the first two picks, yikes. Yeah, the Bucs, you gotta answer for that, Jason Light. You gotta make up for that, man. But yeah, looking at that first round, there were several D linemen that the Bucs could have picked. They could have traded back and added picks and still got some of them D linemen. They could have traded back and got Ed Oliver. They could have traded back and got Rashawn Gary and Christian Wilkins and Chris Lindstrom and Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence and Garrett Bradbury and Jeffrey Simmons and Montez Sweat. They could have traded back and got those guys. From 5, they could have went back to 7. They could have went back to 9. They could have went back to 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 26. Fast forward 4 years later. The Bucs need pass rushers. No sugar honey iced tea. This is why I tell y'all, drafts is how you build a team. Drafts is very important. I know I'm rambling about the Devin White situation, but my point is, this draft, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You cannot reach for players anymore. You can't do that. No more Central Michigans, none of that. You can't do that. You got to get productive players come out of college against productive competition. No more goofy stuff, Jason. Like, no more goofiness. No more of that crap you pulling, man. Like, it's terrible. Because outside of 2020, your last 3 drafts, 2020 is the only draft worth a damn. To be honest with you, impactful players. You know, Tristan Wirfs and Winfield Jr. 2021 and 2022? Nah, fam. No more of that. We're drafting for luxury. No more of that. Exactly. Make the obvious choice. Stop being goofy, Jason Light. You goofball. Sandoval 813. $5 super chat. Sickening of the small school players drafted in the top 10. Sickening of the small school players drafted top 10 college players. Light's former draft classes looking worser. As a matter of fact, that's a good matter of fact. Let me see. I'm looking in the top 10. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back to 2019. Small school players in the first round. 0. In 2019, 0 small school players in the first round. 0. Make the obvious choice. Pick the guys that you know is going to be productive. Stop being a goofball. And don't overreach for linebackers and tight ends. Stop it. 2 picks, first round picks that should be on this. Well, O.J. Howard, terrible pick. When you hindsight, when you go back and look at it, that should have been a running back. I will never live that down. Because what do the Bucs need? Running back. An elite level running back. The Bucs have needed that for several years now. But the last running back that was actually like that was Doug Martin. Look how long ago that was. Had a chance to get Dalvin Cook, and you didn't do it. The guy that you took over Dalvin Cook is no longer on the team. Fast forward 2 years later, from 2017 to 2019, the obvious choice was pass rusher. Somebody on the D-line or O-line. What did you choose? Devin White. 4 years later, Devin White wants out. Per reports. What are you doing? Don't get me started on the Derwin James situation. Do not get me started on that. See what I'm saying? So you, Jason, like defenders that love to kind of nitpick and point out only the good picks. But so conveniently, the irony, you talk about, oh, he got this, but he did this. But what about the other side of the conversation? See, you defenders, when you are defending something, make sure you defend the whole entire thing. Don't nitpick what you want to defend. Defend the bad picks too. Defend the bad picks. Make a case for the picks that did not work out. You don't want to do that. That's accountability. Because you beat your chest over Jason Light on the good picks. And I understand that. But bad picks, you don't say anything about it. You make an excuse about, and you brush over it like it's not a big deal. Oh, well, I mean, it happens. You can't get them all right. No. It's not about getting them all right. It's about the obvious choice. The obvious choice. It's about your minions not being able to scout correctly, which led you to pick O.J. Howard and Murphy Bunting and Luke Gedeke and Devin White in positions where they should not have been picked at. Devin White should have never been a fifth pick in the draft. Murphy Bunting, top of the second round? Like I said, Murphy Bunting's not a bad player, but come on, bro. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the entire second round, there were 5 players that were picked at schools that was like small schoolish, like not great competition. And Murphy Bunting was one of them. So the entire second round, we were one of the teams that picked a guy from a school that was considered either small or like off the radar. This is Jason Light, the man that y'all be capping for. I don't cap for Jason Light. I call it how I see it. Good and bad and ugly. I told y'all, when you miss on a draft, especially a player in the first or second round, you set your team back a couple years. Now you got to play catch up. The Bucs are playing catch up on the D-line and the O-line. You're playing catch up now. You should have been investing in the D-line and the O-line. So you won't have these situations with the Donovan Smith, the Luke Gedeke, the Devin White, the Keyshawn Bonds, the Murphy Buntings. You don't have situations like that. Kyle Trask. You don't have 2 drafts in a row, 2021 and 2022, where it's like, what are we doing? You don't have the Roberto Aguayo or the Vernon Hargraves type situation, Devontae Bonds, the Caleb Kenneblocks, the Donovan Smiths, the DeMar Dotson situation. You don't have those situations. If you draft correctly, you don't have to play catch up. I keep telling y'all this. If you mess up on the draft, you're going to set your team back 2 or 3 years. Now you got to make up for what you didn't get 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Joe Tryon. Okay, great. 2 years of Joe Tryon. Now you like, we need edge rusher. What are we doing? What are we doing? If you were investing in your D-line like you should have been, the Tryon situation wouldn't be such a big deal. You wouldn't need we need an edge rusher. Once again, you need an edge rusher because you're behind 2-3 years. I'm going to keep giving you first downs. It's called gems. Good teams don't do what Jason like. Good GMs, like top-level GMs, they don't do that. So now your interior O-line is not good. Your left tackle, you ain't got one. And you need edge rushers. If Jason Light and his minions and his scout team would have been on their grind, we wouldn't have a problem. Can't make this up, folks. Cannot make this up. The Bucs, sometimes they just overthink it. They do. They overthink it, thinking that they're the smartest team in the entire NFL. And you're not. You're far from it. But we got a Super Bowl. So that makes us a top-level organization overall. But half of you won't even pick the Bucs over the Steelers organization, Ravens organization. You wouldn't do it. San Francisco, you wouldn't do it. Chiefs, you wouldn't do it. Eagles, you wouldn't do it. You would not do. Honestly, when you just look at football, you would not pick the Bucs over a lot of these franchises organization-wise. That means long-term. That means How long you been doing this? Stop playing. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. See, you're stupid. I'm not saying that you're stupid, I'm just making a point here. But the Devin White situation, that's ugly. That's ugly. But we called it, though. A lot of us in the locker room, we talked about this multiple times. Here we are, 2023. What did I tell y'all in 2020? Go back and watch the video. What did I tell you in 2020? Dark. It's about to get dark, folks. I hope y'all get yourself together. I really do. Get your head out your booty. Tandival 813, $5 super chat. Most of the second round picks have been trash. And draft Cal trash, but yet still not commit to him by signing Baker. Shaking my head. Think about this, folks. Shout out to Tandival 813. Think about this. What do the Bucs need? O-line, D-line, running back. That could have been addressed. You see how this works 2-3 years ago. But no, the Bucs just want to be this. Oh, we like that. It's going to hurt you long term. I told you this. I told y'all in 2020, it's going to hurt you in long term. Told y'all this team was built to win right now. And that's fine. But as a fan base, it's like after what we just saw last season, oh, that's just the beginning. And I'm not even hating on my team. That's just the beginning. Did you know not drafting correctly, the Bucs are not set up for high-level success moving forward? They're behind 2 or 3 years because they were so Brady. You still should have drafted the guys for the future. Now, you just came off a season at 8-9, got waxed in the playoffs at home by a team that you beat earlier in game 1 that season last year. You got manhandled from the second quarter all the way until it hit 0. And then in the offseason, you lose Brady. You lose a number of guys you released or you didn't re-sign. And then you pick up Baker Mayfield? No, and Cal Trask is kind of like just an afterthought. And then you fast forward, no Donovan Smith at left tackle. Okay, cool. No Leonard Fournette, no Cameron Brate, no Julio Fulio, no Hakeem Hicks. You're getting young and all that stuff like that. You signed Ryan Neal, great. Re-signed Levante David and Jamel Dean, great. Anthony Nelson, great. Dietrichson, not okay. Depth piece, okay, cool. But now we got Devin and Murphy Button leaves and Mike Edwards leave because you couldn't re-sign them. Well, they didn't perform well enough to be re-signed. And then now, fast forward to now, Devin White, like, I want out. From what the reports say. The Bucs jacked up. They jacked themselves up, and they have nobody to blame but themselves. Last season, now moving forward, it is not going to be high-level football. We're not competing for Super Bowls, folks. Let me make that clear. Okay, what you say? And I'm giving you my personal fact from what I see. We're not competing for Super Bowls with this squad, with the quarterback situation, the OC, and we got too many major holes. Major. Running back, tackle, D-line. It's a fact. I ain't spinning no narrative. That's a fact. It's right in your face. What you think we're going to go 10-7 with Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask? After we went 8-9 with Tom Brady? Now with Devin White went out? So to circle back to the Devin White situation, remember, all of this conversation for the last 20, 30 minutes have been centered around the Devin White situation. When you don't draft correctly, this is what happens. When you are not prepared, it's always better to stay prepared, not get prepared. And the Bucs are trying to get prepared. They should have stayed prepared. Even with Brady. Make the obvious picks. Luke Gannigan, what are we doing? Terrible. Now the Devin White situation just is the icing on the cake. Yep. The Devin White situation is the icing on the cake. Now there's question marks on Logan Hall. He wasn't ready last year. What? But Brees Hall, but Brees Hall went 2 picks after Logan Hall. Could have got Travis Jones. No, he didn't want Travis Jones. Could have got Mafe, Seattle pass rusher. Could have got Kenneth Walker. Needed a running back. Andrew Booth is nice. Jaquan Brisker could have been nice against next to Winfield Jr. Alontae Taylor didn't look bad at all. Sam Williams. We saw him in the playoff game. Dallas D lineman. I'm saying. Luke Gedeke in the second round. He was terrible. Drake Jackson, outside linebacker, San Francisco. We saw him in the game against us. He was inserted in the mix, rushing the passer. James Cook. Goofy stuff. What are we doing? Anyway, that Devin White situation, that's not a good look for Jason Light. I'm going to say that right now. Look, if they work out the contract situation, okay. But as of right now, when there's smoke, there's fire. So my last take on that situation, and I'm not talking about no more. That's on you, Jason Light. That's all on you. It's all on you. If we don't resign Devin White, that's on you. And there's no justifying that, because that will rank up there just as worse as the O.J. Howard. That will rank up there with the Roberto Aguayo, the Vernon Hargrave, the Luke Gedeke. That's going to, matter of fact, where would you rank the Devin White situation if he's not on the Bucs moving forward? Where would you rank that at as far as terrible decisions when you just look back on it high in sight? When what you know, being that what you know that was in the 2019 draft, that was drafted after Devin White on the D-line, how terrible was that decision? What would you rank that? How would you rate that on a scale? Like, knowing that we needed D linemen and knowing who was drafted after Devin White on the D-line, several guys that are high-level players or mid-level to high-level players that are better than Devin White right now. Bruh, it's terrible. It's not worse as the Roberto Aguayo situation, but I would say top 5. Top 5 terrible, one of the top 5 looking back at it, terrible decision. Anyway, shouts out to all the Pirates Bandits. I covered up the draft prospects of Paris Johnson, Darnell Wright at tackle. Either one of those guys will be good for the Bucs. So we need a left tackle. I know we need an edge rusher, but we need a left tackle. We'll get to the edge rushers in another video. But I'm going to keep dropping these videos every day around the same time. With that being said, folks, look, it's a long road ahead, folks. I hope you got some seatbelts on you. It's about to get bumpy. Draft around the corner, so fire those cannons. Seize the day. Raise the flag. Hashtag bus. Hashtag make the obvious choice. Thank you, Jay. Hashtag make the obvious choice. Hashtag life after Brady. Hashtag Jason Light, don't mess this up. Hashtag no more Jags. Hashtag trenches matter. Hashtag stay humble. We ain't Super Bowl champions no more. Stay humble. Hashtag walk the plank. Hashtag fire the cannons. Hashtag don't get mad at me. I don't play the game. I don't make the players. I don't draft the players. I just talk about it. I'm just saying. I'll see y'all tomorrow with some more tackle talk. And we'll find out what happened with the Devin White situation at some point. Maybe it was just a rumor. But when there's smoke, there's fire. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm out.